Welcome everyone to my top 10 action figure list for 2023, where I've compiled a collection of my favourites. I picked up around 30 to 40 figures, but of course some of them are from the previous years, whether they were released in 2022, 2021 or even 2001. But all the figures that you see on this list are officially from the calendar year. Also figures that are re-releases with minor tweaks won't make it on the list. And as usual with my top 10 list, these are my own opinions. Everyone has their different reasons for liking a figure, so you may disagree on some. I will try my best to put them from my least favourite to the best, but we all know that each figure has its good points for being a figure of the year. So let's begin with the list. So the first figure in my top 10 list is the Beast Kingdom Joker from the Batman 1989 movie, so the Burtonverse version, better known as the Jack Nicholson Joker. This will not be on the list of a lot of collectors simply because the company isn't as well known on the market, and it is in fact 1/9 scale, hence why it's sitting on the base. It is quite tall in comparisons to an SH Figuarts or Mafex, so I do kind of have trouble fitting it in my collection. But if you're someone that doesn't really mind the height and scale and you just want a figure to represent that character, look no further than this version. Of course there is the Hot Toys one, but the price range and height is a lot different. And this figure does kind of remind me of a mini Hot Toy. I think the quality is there, they've nailed the look, the clothing, they've used soft materials, and there's plenty of accessories added to those displays. And of course Beast Kingdom have made other DC characters in the past, but a lot of them have been misses more than hits, especially the Batman 1989 version. That was very disappointing, so I'm kind of surprised in comparison that this Joker is an excellent figure. In at number 9 is the SH Figuarts The Amazing Spider-Man from Spider-Man No Way Home. So 2023 was a big year for Spider-Man figure collectors. We had so many choices from the live action to comic versions, whether it's Marvel Legends, SH Figuarts or Mafex. And I think prior to the recent Marvel Legends Andrew Garfield releases, this was the first big release of The Amazing Spider-Man, at least in this scale. I think the last one was the Medicom Mafex as well as the old Marvel Legends. Both very outdated, so I was just glad that we got a modern day The Amazing Spider-Man. Of course, not just for No Way Home, but also for his solo movie. And even though I was very disappointed they cancelled the Andrew Garfield Peter Parker head sculpt due to the licensing, I'm still really pleased with this figure in terms of the way it looks, the accessories, the colours really pop. And as a collector of the SH Figuarts Marvel, this is a must in the collection. Which does bring me on to the next figure, which is the Marvel Legends The Amazing Spider-Man, dubbed as The Amazing Spider-Man 2 on the packaging due to the licensing to use the Peter Parker head sculpt. So this is a figure that's a must for collectors if you bought the free pack or the SH Figuarts version. Of course, the main key accessory missing was the Andrew Garfield look. So finally, this is the figure to get to complete kind of the look of the Spider-Man No Way Home. And overall, I think not just for that movie, it's a very important one to release because the last one they gave us for The Amazing Spider-Man 2 by Hasbro was many years ago, and that is very outdated. So this is a major improvement in itself with its proportions, the paint, the colours, and it was kind of a toss between this one or SH Figuarts to be higher on the list, but I just gave the Marvel Legends the edge simply because of the unmasked look. In at number 7, we have the Mafex Superman, this time the Zack Snyder's Justice League version. So this is the true resurrection suit we see in the movie. So it's not just a great figure, this represents a lot more. This is a celebration of the success of the Snyder Cut. And even though Medicom have released the original blue and red colours, which is the definitive look of Superman, this is the true one to go in your collection with the Justice League team. Even though this seems like a re-release but with a different paint, it isn't. This has a lot more in terms of the head sculpts, accessories, and I think it's much improved compared to the original. And if it wasn't for the change in the movie, they wouldn't have released this figure once again, and we wouldn't have got the chance to see re-releases of the other characters, which seem to be an improvement to the original. And they've also made the announcement of the Nightmare free pack. So this is a must in my collection since I'm a big fan of the Zack Snyder's Justice League and a very underrated one. Moving on to number 6, we have the SH Figuarts The Boy from the Future Trunks for the Dragon Ball Z line. Yes, a lot of people were not happy with this scale. They feel that he should be slightly smaller. They had problems with the loose arms, the loose legs. But overall, this is still an excellent looking sculpt of Trunks. And even though I'm a new collector to the Dragon Ball SHF line, I feel that this is a much improved version to the old ones. I would always go for this one over any of the previous versions they released, even though the scale isn't as accurate. And Trunks is my favorite character in the DBZ line, and I think this is pretty much the only one I really need, as it does include the Super Saiyan head sculpt. The only thing I'll say about this figure is it was a pain to put on the belt for the sword, but other than that, I think all the pros outweigh the cons. And even though there was a lot of people were disappointed with this figure, when I walk around the stores, this is practically sold out everywhere. But if this figure was really that bad, I think it would still be on shelves, but it's definitely not. Moving into the final 5, we have the Mafex Batman from The Batman, the 2022 movie version, which was a great film, and this was a must in my collection to represent that character. Yes, there is the McFarlane Toys version, there is the SH Figuarts one as well, but none of those were perfect. This is almost perfect, and it's definitely the best one on the market. Yes, we have some problems with the cape and the look of the joints, but overall, this is no doubt a great figure to have in your collection. There are so many accessories included. We have all the unmasked looks, we have the cowl in hand, everything to represent what we see in the movie. And currently on the market, at least in 1/12 scale, I feel that Medicom make the best DC figures, whether it's for the comics or for the live actions. So hopefully in the future, they'll announce more of the new characters. So we'll see the likes of Penguin, the Riddler and Catwoman as well, just to make up a small collection before the new movie releases. Moving into number 4, we have the SH Figuarts Spider-Man, the Integrated Suit Final Battle Edition for Spider-Man No Way Home. So before the movie's release, Tamashii Nations already gave us the integrated suit. After watching the film, we know that it wasn't quite accurate, so they had to give us another one. And having announced the other 2 Spider-Mans as well, we needed a vastly improved one to go with that in the collection. And no doubt this is the better figure. Not only did they improve on it in terms of the colour of the suit, we have the scratches this time, that is why it's dubbed the Final Battle. We have the unmasked head sculpts, we have the blood on the face, we have the mask in hand, we have more webs, we have more hands, we had the magic box as well. So this is the overall package as a definitive Tom Holland Spider-Man. And in my opinion, it's the best suit in the MCU for his version. And I feel that it's the best SH Figuarts they have released so far for this version as well. Of course, we have the new red and blue suit, the Final Swing one. That is coming out very soon, so maybe I'll change my mind after that. But for now, no doubt, this is the best Spider-Man for Tom Holland I have. And now we can move into my favourite figures of the year with the top 3, as I have the Jada Toys Chun-Li from Street Fighter 2. And no doubt this is a figure that will be on many people's lists simply because of the quality they have done for the price. This was very affordable in comparison to other Street Fighter figures out there. Some of the older ones like Sota Toys are very rare, the Storm collectible ones, albeit the level is a bit different. So for this, I think a lot of people have decided to pick it up. And if you substitute this figure in the list for Ryu, Fei Long or Ken, I wouldn't complain. Yes, the quality deep down isn't as good as an SH Figuarts or Mafex or Storm collectibles, but you do have to also consider the price. They've given us different head sculpts, different hands. We have the effect for each of the figure. There's also a background as well for the stage. And even if they decided to add maybe an extra head sculpt or extra effect or extra hands and made it cost maybe 20 or 30% more, it will still be relatively low. So that's what's great about Jada Toys, and I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of the collection. And in at number 2, we have the SH Figuarts Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man from Spider-Man No Way Home. I said this in my review, I'm kind of surprised that no one had attempted to make a 1/12 scale Tobey Maguire Spider-Man for so many years. I believe the last one was the Toy Biz days 20 years ago. I'm not sure if that's anything to do with licensing maybe, but I'm just glad we have a modern day version now. And yeah, this is not just for No Way Home, this is for the original trilogy. I feel that if you enjoy those movies, this is the figure to get. We have so many different accessories like the webs, the hands, the unmasked look, and the articulation is good as always with SH Figuarts. Even though Hasbro did release their version, this is probably the best one. I know for the other 2 Spider-Mans, you could argue maybe buy a Hasbro over the SH Figuarts one, but I think for Tamashii Nations, they definitely done the better one for Toby. So even though this is one of the best figures I have in my Marvel collection ever, not just 2023, there is just one figure that beats it for this year. And now for my number 1 pick of 2023, my favorite figure of the year. It is the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Son Goku, the legendary Super Saiyan. Tamashii Nations have so many Gokus over the years, but this one just feels a lot different this time. This is almost the perfect figure if I had to describe it. The definition of what Tamashii Nations have done in the last 15 years has been put into this figure. Whether it's the head sculpts, the wavy hair, the expressions, the Kamehameha effect, the new technology of the articulation, some of the dynamic poses is something we've never seen before. And even though the metal quarter figure was good, I think the price was a bit too high to make it on the list. I had to take that into consideration. So if you're a big fan of Dragon Ball, especially the SHF collection, and you've got so many Gokus, I still recommend this one to add to the collection. So this is by far the head and shoulders the best figure of 2023. No doubt it's probably one of the best figures I ever have in my collection. So that was my top 10 action figures of 2023. You can comment down below on your thoughts and if you have any other recommendations. Thanks for watching.